World Card Game Federation here with a local match. It's going to be my buddy Cruz coming out of semi-retirement. That's always kind of funny. It looks like he's going to go ahead and win the role. He's using a mix on the new Captain Ginyu personalities. You guys got to remember that Cruz is one of the greatest Ginyu players to ever pick up the game and has, like I said, experienced all the heights that one can. If I remember, my number one memory of poor Cruz is that he never got to play in any of the regionals because he was doggone running them. So he gets to go first. He's got, of course, the one entering on his side for Ginyu, and he's got his 3 cards. And you got to remember, that can give you an awful lot of advantage depending on what it is that he's drawn.
Not Timbato.
So this could go a couple of different ways.
I vaguely remember, but I also know he's got like ADD real bad.
Yeah, so he gave it up. And it's not
He is not going to go into the first. He's going to pass Rejuve. I did not quite catch the card that he rejuvenated. He's going to go over to me. Now, if this deck is performing correctly, I should have a bunch of non-combat cards to chuck into play here and be able to pass this without having to think about it. Looks like I drew a handful of blocks. Nice. I got Broly's Meteor Smash, I think is what that is, or Legendary. I can't remember the name of it off the top. But it looks like I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to pass. I'm going to rejuve. He is going to resolve Blue Tag Team's effect because of what goes off during my first turn, of course. And he's going to get out Nappa, which is a wise choice. It does shut off a ton of my red stuff. I'm going to pass Rejuvenate on the move, and it's going to go over to him. I am going to hold on to the Legendary Blast, I believe that's called, which is good because it synchronizes, or excuse me, synergizes with my level 1 on Broly. He's going to put Raccoon into play, another excellent choice, because if I remember correctly, I think he has that ability on this level that his allies can take over anytime, or that might start on his level 2 and up. No, I think that's actually going on all the time, come to think of it. That's what made it so darn deadly.
So currently, as of now, Topps owns the rights to...
Oh, we're talking about something kind of wild in the background. We're talking about how Topps, the company Topps, recently purchased the mechanic structure from Panini. And they no, actually it's from, obviously Toei and the like and Bandai. But as far as the way that Dragon Ball Z has always played with all the mechanics you're looking at right now is now owned by Topps. They don't own the license to DBZ, so it's a little bizarre. Okay, looks like Cruz is going to go ahead and pass again. He's going to rejuvenate a Ginyu transformation, which is wise. I throw some drills into play, which is excellent. Looks like I got my one drill, I think, that does the -1/-1, and of course Despair drill, which is deceptively powerful as long as you can camp and use some anger correctly. I am going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate the Legendary Blast, which is a wise idea because I'd much rather have an energy block at that point than not. I know it's silly, you think I should go on the offensive and stuff, but I really can't afford to take damage. Well, I guess early game I could from Ginyu, but not late game, because late game Ginyu has too many pluses and wild, crazy stuff going on.
Cool. This is for the Bio Broly movie. And I have 2 drills out. You've never seen Speedy Drill, you should look at it. No.
Poor Cruz. A whole lot of this game has happened while he's been away, so I was showing him Speedy Drill. I know that to the rest of us, that feels like a rather old card. Then it goes back over to him. He's going to start his third turn. And he's got, like we said, 2 allies out. Still has the one entering ability out there. He's going to go ahead and power up his allies.
I'm happy and sad that there's not an equivalent type of deck in Flesh and Blood for what this would be.
You really? Like, you gotta just...
Lay down, die. Well, no, there's that.
Oh, don't mind us. We're carrying on another background conversation. Another one of those ones about a game that some of the other guys are really big into called Flesh and Blood. I don't get it. Most of the game, like we said, is just it seems like a big confusing mess to me. He's going to go ahead and pass, rejuvenate a neck beam, which is wild. I probably would have pressed the advantage. I would have started feeling me out as an opponent. Oh, good. Useless red destiny because I can't use it with Nappa out. I'm going to pass, rejuve.
Because a lot of my decks were MPPV.
And it goes back over to Cruz. Cruz has probably got all the tools that he wants out there at this point to be able to go in on it. But then again, I guess I don't remember if Cruz was too very often very offensive in the old decks. I hate to say, prior to this last last month or so, I hadn't fought Cruz in any DBZ match in gotta be 3 years, two or 3 years. There's an awful lot of good stuff out there. He can still raise his anger. I'd probably go with a Guldo. No, I'd probably go with a Jace so he can do more offensive stuff like with Raccoon. Or you can get out a birder and just have stage damage, it's wearing me down because I am technically an energy deck.
She was his exit strategy.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay, Cruz is not confident enough. He's going to pass and rejuve, but I just realized he's using my deck. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, no, he's not using my deck. It's a bunch of cards I believe I got to give him. I was like, wait, is that my deck he's using? No, that's his deck. That's his deck.
That'd be cool. I got nothing going on. I was gonna stream today, but
So I think I have enough offensive tools. I want to say I have at least 2 blocks and two energy attacks, so I can use my level 1 and get that rejuve off of it.
Just for that, maybe. Is it 5 already? No, it's
One there.
I remember this particular evening. I gotta say, our evening disappeared right quick. I can't say it enough about how that particular evening we swallowed up. Got to be like 5 hours playing at the hobby shop. Playing at Chaos, like it was nothing. That evening disappeared. I had to have one of those. I'm sure I played DBZ blackout evenings in quite a while. You know what I mean? I miss the old days. I miss the days of our Friday get-togethers and all the fellas showing up and us playing a small but spirited tournament. It was good times. Good times. I miss it a lot.
After effects from COVID, everything still smells like
fair
cigarettes.
enough.
Oh, no. I'll declare combat.
Okay, it looks like I'm finally going to go ahead and declare combat. I have no one enterings. We know he famously has the level 1 he's got to resolve.
From here, I think this was the only place I stopped here for like.
Yeah, I was going to resolve, like I said, my two choices would have been Birder or Jace. Probably Jace to press the damage advantage and keep trying to anger up.
I saw it.
Yep, there we go. So he is going to go with Jace. He's going to get a more offensive option. He hasn't actually drawn any cards out there, but he's got 2 actions between his allies already, which is amazing. I think we call it commodity. It's a word that sounds like commodity of action in this game. It's wild the game took that direction. Somehow it took me an awful long time to catch up with that idea.
Yeah. And I will use my rolling power. It says energy attack costs you 2 power.
Okay, I'm going to fire off my level 1 energy, 2 power stages to shoot it, reveal the 2 attack cards, rejuvenate a card, and because I did rejuvenate, I activate the level 1 instant. That lets me raise my anger 2 levels, which is neat. It's so you don't spend a whole bunch of time with level 1. And then energy attack for 3.
4, 5.
Oh, it is. I forgot. Despair Drill is still out there, so it gets amped up by Despair Drill.
That despair drill out that gives me 1 plus life card for every area.
Good again. Couldn't smell shit. Nothing.
Ooh, he stops it with Ginyu's new Omni block. And he's going to go ahead and search and pull out another ally. I think at this point I would go with Birder, just so I still have that advantage from it, for me able to use my allies all the time. Not all the time, excuse me, but Ginyu Force allies synchronizing.
My mom got it.
Got a nice birder going here. Good stuff. I can't help but wonder if there's no way that Cruz was using my deck that evening. Because every card we pulled out here, I was like, that's interesting. That's also my deck. That's also my deck. Not that there isn't, like you said, a giant variety with blue Ginyu.
See, mine wasn't even that bad. It felt like I had a head cold.
See, I'm pretty sure I
Okay, I used all that action. Now it's up to Cruz. I would guess if I was Cruz, I'd probably blast off Jace, trying to wear down my blocks in my hand. Because you don't really want there to be anything out there when Raccoon starts doing his thing. Yep, he's doing it.
5 life, 2 stages. So -1, -1, right?
Yes. Is it just -1?
Okay, so 4 life.
So I'll take 1 power stage of damage because of the slight negation on Speedy Drill. I'm going to take that. And the reason being, you guys, just to remind you, I do need to have a discard pile for rejuvenation effects, or else I don't get as much of. Don't ask me how I forgot Nappa was out.
You think this is how this is going down?
So I didn't even try to stop.
Nah, Nappa, I'm coming for you. Come for you, Nappa.
And I'm going to throw a sweet, I think a red hurl. That's going to go ahead and have a damage buff up from good old Despair Drill. And has some rejuve ready to roll.
Despair drill gives me 1 extra life card for every anger I have.
Because I grew up with Jesus.
It's pretty good times.
Okay.
So like that, you don't have to really contest.
Ooh, a second Ginyu's block. Unbelievable.
I said I got COVID right after I stopped here.
Let's not see what we did.
Alright, so this is what I was going to say was going on when we were talking about.
Oh no. So you guys remember how pro wrestling is near and dear to my heart. How we love it terribly. And this was a live broadcast from probably 97 or 98. And Booker T's getting into it. And he forgets he's on TV and drops the N-bomb. It's wonderful. Don't ask me why. It's still one of my favorite things in the whole world. Sometimes he's so passionate he forgets where he is.
Kill you now.
I don't know what to pick.
Oh, he must be using my deck. Because I said, wait a minute, doesn't know what to pick. It would only be that he's using my deck because he's less familiar with the allies. Cell Jr. would be neat to have. I think that's who he's holding right now. But of course, not Cell Jr. Excuse me, Larval Cell? Cell Larval? Is a good ally, except that it can backfire with all of his non-styled attacks from his allies. Well, I guess he's only got Raccoon out there. Alright, Goldo, round out the Ginyus. And can you guys believe that? He got all the Ginyus out between two turns, and, well, basically 2 turns and 2 actions of combat. Boom, full Ginyu force out.
Got a few out. A couple of his homies showed up.
Okay, and it is Cruz's action at this point. He's still got 2 cards in hand.
People were getting like 6. You can always pitch it from mastery if you have it.
Oh, he cannot. Because he's using blue tag because of familiarity. Even though, in my opinion, blue resolute, he is going to throw the Raccoon. To my knowledge, I don't have a physical block in my hand. I think I was packing 2 energies. So it is going to hit. It's going to do a minor amount of damage. He's going to have some stages, I think, from coming from Birder.
2 stages.
All 2 power stages. I'm actually taking a decent amount of stage damage. It's not like it's doing nothing. Though I don't know if I should just anger up and get out of this thing with mastery, or if it would do that.
I don't think you've ever seen this mastery before. I don't think so. So it says your style energy attacks cost -1 stage. Effect cannot lower.
So just introducing Cruz to the effect on the card.
A drill you control is play rejuvenate. There's an instant that says when you're leveling up, choose a drill and it doesn't tell you. But power is the kicker. It says use my power. Raise or lower a player's anger and level. Well, like that's my anger was. Then it says gain that many stages, whatever your current anger is, and your next attack does.
Sounds kind of a neat idea. I think that this particular mastery had a self-limiting factor, a lot of things built into it that made it very effective but never broken.
Hulk Hogan.
Fair enough. So my turn.
So I got a +4.
I got a +8.
I have a +8 life card attack waiting right here, provided it doesn't level me in that shot.
Oh yeah. Because basically, Bio Broly functions like cooler, so it's odd.
Yeah, we did notice that the Bio Broly stack deeply reminds us of Cooler with the energy focus and rejuve. So that's kind of interesting to have that kind of odd, familiar play. Because we kind of just built a red Cooler deck here. Ooh, he's going to Ginyu transformation. This would be the time to do it. He knows darn well I don't have anything in my hands to deal with it.
It's a heck of a build.
And I was much stronger than him because I had gained a bunch of stages. You know, he's level 2 Ginyu, which is fantastic. And he can be gaining plenty of anger at this point.
Shoot, it's time to try to kill you.
And I think I'm actually going to end up leveling here and unfortunately losing the Mastery's buff.
How long's that thing last?
It actually is floating until then.
But I do lose the effect of it because I'm going to level off the immediate effects.
I am. Oh, and I lost
Yeah.
the effect.
Yep, I just realized.
I was like, wait.
Hold up.
Everything you think he's looking at.
Hold up.
I will choose to keep the spare drill. And then this guy gets discarded every June because the mastery.
Keep it as in what?
Oh, I use the.
Just reminding him I get to target one drill to keep it in play upon transformation. So nothing too crazy.
So this one is going to be.
Though, technically, because we're reading everything in sequence with DBZ cards, I could have leveled off of it. No. I guess I couldn't have actually rejuvenated snagged that drill before I rejuvenated because the Mastery's immediate effect has to get handled upon leveling. So, no, I couldn't have targeted it.
Disaster or despair drill went away.
Alright. 4 stages dropped me down to 6.
Oh, he's so hard.
He's going to take a small amount of stage damage because, as you know, it would have that wonderful effect to be able to use it that way. He's going to use his Ginyu power level 2. Obviously, no allies in the discard pile because they're all out on the doggone field. But he is going to get to raise his anger 4 because he has all the Ginyu force out. I will stop it with this one. Now my energy attacks are essentially free because the -1/-1. I use my level 2 power. I'm going to rejuvenate 2. I cannot use the other part of the effect since I have no cards to reveal from my hand. Goes back over to Cruz. Alright, that combat finally ends, and life is okay. Still got that Red Destiny hanging out uselessly over there. And no, Raku and Jace are not used. They still can be used at this point. You just got to go ahead and finish powering them up and get them into a vertical position to make sure we don't mistake what's going on here. He puts out a Frieza. So this is actually very likely Cruz's deck. Shut my mouth, this is Cruz's deck because I haven't had a Frieza in this deck in a long, long time. Or have I? Do I have a Frieza in the Ginyu deck as of today? My memory is no. I think I swapped him for Hachiak.
Hold up.
I guess we're going to find out.
Give him a second. He's got to power up all his fucking allies. One at a time. Power up all together, you fools. No, but it's the Ginyu Force. That's to be showy, right? That we're doing each one at a time with different colors.
And then he should probably finish powering up Ginyu himself. No, you already did. So me for forgetting he had a dice right on his face.
I try to use them on Fighter Z, but it's so hard.
Oh, it does a lot.
I'm not sure if Cruz is confident enough here to go in on our little match. I got a few cards in my discard pile. The Nappa is starting to upset me just a tad with being out there, sealing off my Red Destiny. I gotta admit though, Cruz does have basically an instant level available on this one. I guess the catch on that one is trying to hold off so he doesn't lose his anger. He is going to pass, he's going to rejuve, it's going to go back over to me. Let's see, let me draw my 3 and see what I end up with. I don't know if I end up with much. Oh my. Wow. I have no enterings. I don't believe that good old Cruz has anyone enterings here.
I pooped your floor. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, I'm gonna go. So, guess who didn't think to wait like 2 seconds to wait for him to use his level 2 to be able to anger up out of the situation, to be able to pull up Ginyu's power, and snag him right back. So I do waste the crit effect on that one. I should have waited on that one because he's going to immediately turn around, use his level 2 power, snag him back, unless he's got...
The guy going way high on it. And it don't look good. Who goes now?
Oh, goodness.
Guy having a good time in the booth is what that is.
So he is going to fire off his Ginyu. He is going to snag Nappa from the discard pile. He is going to level up and then some because he actually gained so much anger for that one. He would have been like 8 anger. You guys can believe that. And he is now level 3, and I don't think he has a when you reach this level effect. I want to say he does not.
Did he do? He leveled you up in your
Energy attack for life. For life. 2 stages.
How many?
3 life, 1 stage?
Wow. He fires off an energy attack from his level 2, of course, the one that caused all this trouble. I have a very small reduction on that one. It doesn't hit very hard. I do take a small amount of stage damage from it.
Oh, shoot. Well, it took a lot.
Botched that pretty hard.
Oh, sorry. Add 1 more life because he has a +2 on here. Sorry, my bad. I forgot he has things.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot. Freeze is out, so all damage gets banished. I was like, why am I pitching that regular card?
Boost up that damage.
Sorry, Nappa's back.
Oh. Yep. How about this, sucker? How about this? How about this, motherfucker? Throwing shit.
I probably actually should have used the mastery up into it to gain some stages and then be able to make it do more damage. So I'm going to snag the bottom card of my life deck, which I don't recall being a useful card in my memory serves.
Oh, yeah.
5 life, right? No other bonus?
Yeah, it's just 5 life. I have no other buffs in play because I done goofed.
Consider I
I don't think I do, no.
Watch how easy he wicks off 5 life. Okay. That's it.
Oh, it is my deck. An older version of it, because like I think we dropped Frieza from this one. Because I realized there was a card in there that was a promo that Cruz never had access to because, you know, the game ended too soon. I was like, oh, this...
I wasn't gonna go that hard on it, but hey, alright, I guess.
Goodness.
Alright, Ginyu.
Yep, that's all me. Blue slash.
I'm gonna stop with Red Duck. Would you?
No, I actually don't rejuve anything because it lowered my anger one level. That's...
So I rejuvenated nothing actually because you're.
Yeah, how the heck did I forget that? So I rejuvenate nothing from Red Duck. I do stop the effect and don't get absolutely destroyed, which is neat.
I will use the mastery. Raise my anger one level. I gain 8 power stage.
Yeah, so I should have did that slightly different order.
It adds that +1 life.
And I wouldn't be, you know, just completely destroyed. Wow. I'd love to know what got into me with going into this combat. If I couldn't slant and go for, you know, endless attacks, then I'm doing it wrong. Because I had no other way of getting rid of him. I think I just saw Red City Destruction and thought, oh, I can crit Nappa away, and just went with that.
No, he hasn't used any of that. Well, he's a too high a power state.
Well, his allies can jump in, but not.
Or does he have the...
Good old John over there.
Anytime, but you know, I can't. No goal.
So if every character, not character, excuse me, all of us players have a character that's synonymous with us. Obviously, Cruz is Ginyu for some reason. Heaven knows why he got so much into Ginyu. He did. In the olden days, I was synonymous with Piccolo. Oh heck! And my buddy John here, who's appearing from the right, he'd always be Super Android 13. It was good times. He fires off this gigantic energy attack that has all the damage in the world, showing up my face.
7, that's 8, that's 9. That's a
9.
Stages, 9 life.
2 stages, 9 life.
So 8 life, 1 stage.
Oh, stop. Clap. Let's see.
them cheeks.
Yeah. Ooh. Raise my anger.
Against power stages and some anger from the effect of Red Clap, stopping it. I'm going to fire off a Red Hurl.
Going off my current age. So this would be 4, 5, 6, 7 life cards advanced.
And I hit it with an actual 7 life energy. It's beautiful.
4, 7.
That's the rest. Didn't even crit you.
Nothing.
Some buck.
All managed.
My own deck.
Yeah.
Turn against me.
Yep.
Okay. I'm at you, bro. Dang.
Ooh, head knocked me down to, oh, son of a buck.
5, 6.
And he still got, ooh.
So 6 life.
6 life, 1 stage coming off this thing. Pretty darn rough. I lost a lot there. I got heavily crit. So it was a perfectly timed blue head knock, and I know me.
Crit it.
I use my bullet power, rejuvenate.
Use my level 2 power, rejuvenate, hold 2 cards. I got no more action, so this combat's basically over for me. He's got Jace, he's got Raccoon.
Here's Manger 1 and using that Jace power. So that's 5, 6, 7. So 6 and 1 again. 1 stage.
I don't think I took a stage on that other one. I probably should have. Oh, no. I gained stage. We're okay. And I'm going to take a ton of damage on that one. Ugh.
Pass again.
I'll use that Raccoon.
And Raccoon, I believe, is Ginyu needs to pay the stages for that effect. No. He has to do the attack first. Pardon me. So he is going to go ahead and hit me with a very minor attack in terms of life cards and stages, but still, you know, my debilitated state was pretty darn effective. He's going to draw the bottom. Oh, and it was an energy attack.
I pass. Yeah, it would be nice just now.
Or that destiny, you need that destiny.
I
can't, because
it's right there. But to do it hard.
He killed him, and I immediately brought him back.
The next time.
Yeah, his very next action. Yeah, it's
I'm,
pretty happy.
I'm getting flashbacks, so they know. It's like, God.
My move? Yes. Pass?
Oh, yeah.
Alright, please do some stuff.
Ooh, I used to call that teamwork Kamehameha. I know it's not what it is, but every time I look at it, that's what I see.
Modified, so I'm assuming.
Woo! 10 life cards. It can't be modified, so my stinking speedy drill doesn't do nothing to it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Oh, another crit. Kaboom.
Oh, anger I don't have. Let's go.
I've been crit.
Going into debt. We're going into debt over this anger.
Yeah, you gotta gain like 6 before you hit.
Negative 6.
You're at like -5 or 6 by now.
Passing me good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use Ginyu power, banish X from player's discard. I got 4 pieces.
Everything, it looks like.
So he's going to use his level 3 power that does the banishing of the discard pile. I think it's X number of Ginyu players or ally, or Ginyu ally, excuse me, or
Gone thought.
Cruz is doing what Cruz do, stomping me out like a son of a gun. Never thought I'd get this beat up from my own deck, though. Now, I can't recall exactly how this ends because we had multiple matches that day.
You got something left?
Oh, yeah, he's got the energy attack that he had drawn from Raccoon's effect left. I'd throw it at me. I'm wide open. As good a damage as it's ever going to do. Yep, and his own stages on Ginyu are beyond useless.
7 anger.
With a hole pretty deep.
4, 5, 6, and 2, so 5 life, 1 stage.
I take another stage. He nearly got me to 0 one stage at a time. And endurance did not show up. I took the whole thing, critted again.
I'll never get out of this deck.
I'm never going to get out of this deck.
I'll pass.
I'll pass this.
Yeah, that ends. And can you believe that horrible beating I just took? That he stomped a mud hole and walked it dry? I asked for that, apparently.
Nappa gets level 3. I didn't say it was a good play.
Let me make sure I don't have any allies in my banish. Sorry.
Yeah, well, Nappa showed up and did what he do.
Yeah, stood there looking intimidating. Alright.
Yeah, I got the bad end of that one there. Goofed pretty hard. At least Jace is out of it for a little bit because he has too few stages, so he's going to need to power everybody up, finish his stuff. Yeah, I'm starting to think I might have actually just slipped Hatchiyak right over Frieza, like in the sleeve. Because I was thinking, like, did I ever carry Frieza after this point? Because that's, a month ago now? A little over a month ago this happened? I was like, that was a while ago in terms of playtime. Okay, he's going to use... Oh, there's Hatchiyak. So, no, I guess I did have Frieza and Hatchiyak at that time. I know since I've dropped him because I was tired of getting my allies knocked out of my own deck and banished because of Frieza's effect backfiring.
Especially in score, we didn't give a crud.
Right.
Don't mind us. We're just talking about how near the end of the game, Score was out of their minds, making up cards that just do everything. Can't say that enough. Their lack of care for us as a player base in the metagame was just not there.
Okay. Play it now.
Look at the shit.
Okay, we're seeing what good old Cruz is going to do here. I don't know if he's going to push the advantage and come on after me, or if he's going to let it be. He probably has too many power stages to get some of his other non-Ginyu allies into the game. Really, I'm just talking about Hatchiyak. Or finally be able to utilize Goldo.
Wish I had digs.
4 Tarns, 4 Floodeds,
Can you believe that?
2 Marsh Flats, 3 Misties.
Okay, he's going to pass, rejuvenate. That's a good idea. Put some more endurance back in the deck. I'm going to get out a, I want to say, what is that one called? Standing draw? I can't remember the name of it. But it's basically when you let to trade your anger for a block, which is good for anger resource for trying to camp a level. Usually works well on my level 1 if I'm trying to stay on level 1.
Promo set. Like, oh, I have a book. They've reprinted it, Unleashed as a promo. Every season.
I want to say there's...
But why?
Because we hate this card so much.
We're just talking about our mutual dislike of Unleashed. Warped the game out of shape for so many sets to following. I don't think any card in any card game I have ever played has ever warped a game that badly by itself. It just makes no doggone sense. You know, it did everything, and any card that's that powerful really should have just been a basic rare. And you're going to say, but Mario! Hey, oh, it's Cruz's turn. He's powering up his allies, getting things ready to go, see if he's going to pop off and try to kill me. Yeah, I don't agree with that, because I say... you say it's an ultra rare, it should be strong. Yes, but here's the thing, though. Because ultra rares were so hard to get a hold of and infrequent, relatively speaking, infrequent in packs, I never thought a card of that particular capacity to swing matches with no limits on the number it has. Didn't even banish after use. Just unbelievable. Should have existed. Wow, Cruz is actually going to aggressively go at me. He's going to resolve his level 3 Ginyu when entering, which even right now as we speak, I don't actually recall exactly what it says about the searching. He's going to snag an ally, which is going to be
Cell has won many users.
Cell Larval. He's fantastic for stage locking enemies who use like allies, for instance. Fantastic. Or abuse their powers on their card, like say Krellin a lot. Looks like poor Cruz has taken an awful lot of damage. Or I'm not really sure what it is. The deck's looking real thin on his side.
I'll do my drawing.
Okay, I have a decent amount of attack cards to be able to press my advantage. I just got to hold on to some stages long enough to be able to do that.
Oh heck yeah! Oh yeah, the good things he's done. Shut people down with their million non-styled attacks. Yeah, then of course everything is supposed to be start off
So he's going to open up with his level 3 Ginyu power, banish my whole discard pile because he's got plenty of allies out.
Took a little bit of damage.
Just a wee bit.
Can you tell?
Just a lot banished.
I will throw a static shot at you. What power stage?
Red static shot is out. That is 5 life cards, no endurance.
Combat.
Even this one.
How much? 5 life?
Yes, sir. No endurance. And it's a crit, and I will kill Nappa. Raise my anger 2 on that hit, if you let it hit.
And let's see if Cruz is packing any kind of block, because that could be a crucial turner. I feel like if this is the match I'm thinking of from that evening. I remember killing Nappa a bunch of times. So this would have been the second time in this game that I done killed Nappa.
Affect both of us?
Yes.
6 life.
So it'll be 6 lives. Holy crap.
So 6 life because Cell Junior, or excuse me, Cell Larval is in effect. So it'll be 6 life cards, no endurance, even better.
That was a good endurance.
Oh, he could have wicked it all off one shot with that amount of endurance. It would have been beautiful.
Nappa dies.
Okay, Nappa's dead again, and let's see if he can snag him back that quick. Let's see. Oh, he's got a Lunar Ray in his hand. I can see it already. And he can use up some of his Ginyu level 3 stages and everything. Come on, just use it. That timing is pretty cruddy. For me to have gotten off a miracle shot with that one. Killed him. And he's going to go ahead.
Yeesh. I'll stop it with red clap.
Hey, clapping them cheeks.
That's a gross.
Stop it with another red clap. Our awful joke goes off. I gained some power stages from it. Or at least I should be. There we go. Good. Okay, I'm at full power stages all of a sudden.
That was at the fence.
I don't know.
No, it's worth like $10,000.
Left bolt for 2 power stages because I got that little.
Cost 2 power stages. I'm going to draw the bottom card of my life deck. I don't think it was anything useful at all.
You didn't banish Nappa?
You did. I brought him back immediately.
Oh my god.
Because he's a fucking twat.
I'm sorry, how much damage you trying to deal?
That would be 5, which you absolutely. Sorry, 6.
Over how awesome I am.
6 life cards, no endurance. I think this is where I evened it up. I think this is where I shot poor Cruz a bunch of times.
6 life with Cell's thing. But remember, you have regular endurance. No, you don't.
No, I don't. Nothing
Woo.
fucking hit me.
Woo!
What did you use to hit me?
Oh, red left bolt.
Okay. Yeah. 6.
6 life cards, no endurance, and that is where I even things up, because I wicked 12 cards out of his deck in 2 attacks, and that is where it went. And then he got all that damage banished, and that Ginyu's looking real thin. Killed Nappa 3rd time. If he can't bring it right back, I'm going to be shocked. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, he's gonna play 1 card, bring it back. Let's see what he plays.
Shenron's on that deck.
I think Clash even says
God.
to search out a... Don't tell me.
Yes.
Don't tell me.
I'm going to stop it with red clap, but somebody should pay them stages.
Which stages?
Oh, for the.
Oh, he had Ginyu pan. Shh, I should pay attention. Gonna raise myself back up to full, raise my anger level from Red Clap's effect. He does not get the hit, so he didn't get to instantly bring Nappa back out, which is what a terrible shame.
Alright, so wait.
And then I think this is the part where I'm so fried from doing this.
His power rejuvenate 2, and your actions are.
Okay, I'm going to rejuvenate using the level 2 powers. I guess I thought I should hold on to, or you try to utilize this power. A second blue clash goes off. 1 power stage, 5 life, crit, no endurance. Ooh, 7 life cards.
7 life, 2 stages. -1, -1. Yes. So 6 life.
Woo, 6 life, 1 stage, no endurance. And this is how we got Nappa back again. This one should be called the return. Nappa returns.
To do that, I should be
He just won't stay dead.
to stop it with his drill.
And I do stop it with forward stance drill. And then I'm going to go ahead and...
I assure you, I can do that.
No! Oh, this is where I straight up just forgot Red Destiny was out there from basically tuning it out all this time strategy-wise because I was getting tunnel vision trying to kill Nappa for so long. Híjole.
All banished.
Ooh, 1, 2. Oh, regular drift, right?
Oh, sorry, wait, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6. So 5 life, 1 stage, sorry.
Okay, 5 left, 3, 4, 5.
Wow, I took some from Hatchiak, and I believe I lose my last card. And I'm just apparently just doing Mr. Oblivious over here, not realizing I have Red Destiny out, ready to just stink and level up my way out of this and have a good old time doing it.
Alright, my turn again.
Yes.
Oh, I don't have the stages for it because it's cell. Never mind.
Oh, has Recoupment used this game? Oh, no. My block.
So I had to ditch that card for Hatchiak's effect. That causes me to be unable to defend myself from good old Raccoon's attack, which is going to help facilitate him continually attacking me. I think I win this one, but it is very silly when you see like the onslaught I survived here.
So he can sometimes hurt you, but not always.
2 life, 1 stage.
Ah.
That's with the minuses and the
2 life in 1 stage.
Don't kill me with my own gun. That's basically what you're doing right now. It's your own deck.
Oh, it's Blue Slash. And you know dang well I don't have any blocks.
Okay.
I actually still have a ton of anger, so I'm going to lose 1 immediately. Slash is going to do a small amount of life card damage, I believe.
Minus that one off of that guy.
Oh, yeah.
2, 3 life, 1 stage.
3 life, 1 stage, so the damage is relatively moderate, but the mill is actually going to be negated or mitigated slightly by...
So 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's 3.
No, just 3.
I was going to say it's not endurance.
Nope.
This is mill.
That's the mill. I was going to say, wait. There's one.
So I took a decent amount of damage from the mill effect on Blue Slash. Usually ends up being my kill shot when I play this Ginyu deck otherwise.
Am I done?
Let me look at what he's got on the field.
No, I have an action. I'm going to use Red Speedy Drill, Rejuvenated Style Drill, to make your opponent destroy the top 2 cards of their life.
So I do finally get to use the power of it because it was actually a drill in my discard pile.
Oh, that time.
And I'm just sitting on Red Destiny. I know it's killing everybody, including me, that is just sitting there. And I'm just acting like it ain't no thing. No, Mario, no.
Me too, got pass. Really? You're done?
And apparently I'm done too because I'm what you call a fool. All I had to do was use it. I had the least to lose in that time to be able to use it and jump up a level. If I remember correctly, everybody comments on it.
I don't think I've reached level 4 with this mess. Hey, Nappa's still alive and menacing me, right?
Ghost form. He's haunting you.
So it's like this probably has a board wipe.
Oh, I wish I had that.
I wonder, should I supplement the other Broly level for the level 2 in this one because I have a tendency to get stranded here? And at the very least, I can make my opponent's life hard with blasting their board away? I might.
I have very little to gain by rushing you.
Now, Ginyu's deck appears to be down real low, so...
I'll take a go for it.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, I was kidding, but all right.
I'm going to dare him to kill me right here. You go ahead.
Oh, I was kidding.
Just making sure not that he can
He
combat.
only has a jillion allies up there, so it's like...
He's got a lot of options.
So if I was to go ahead and go into combat here, which it looks like I'm going to stupidly do, Cruz, in theory, has plenty of ability to take me down.
I'd really love to see that Namekian go on and go against it. It will get its ass killed.
Stare down. See a hand.
What
What?
does that do again?
Oh, I look at your hand and make you discard something.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I think you ran that, you Ginyu.
I I did. I just don't remember what it does.
Oh, jeez. No, what are you doing? No, he had a whatchamahoochie in his hand.
The rest still goes off. So choose
Stylish pose. He's gonna banish it from his hand, and he's gonna go ahead and grab Nappa again.
I'm thinking of the giant energy one.
I don't know what I was thinking. Like, that was dumb. So I'm gonna even miss the chance to use it again here.
Yes.
Come on. You just use a stylus drill. Look at the yeah, he's looking at the parenthetical because he's taking it horizontal. He's going to use it from his hand.
Cool. Hey, work for you? Sounds good. Yeah. I'm going to banish this.
He's doing it.
And here we are. Nappa for the fourth time in one game.
Why have you not popped that yet?
I genuinely forgot it was him.
I've
been wondering, like, why?
Oh my god.
I kept looking at
like
it too. I'm
three
like,
combos now.
I would have popped that my first action.
I kept
just to
thinking,
get it
like,
out of here.
Am I waiting for something? No. I think I had it negated for, I don't know, about...
Basically, Nappa was in the field so long and Red Destiny sat for so many turns in combats, I just plain forgot it was there. Thought of it as a dead card immediately and just didn't ever look back at it.
I know what that is?
That's it. There was nothing else.
Oh, okay.
Read the fucking card, dude.
No.
no.
That's a solid no, my friend.
No.
Forgetting you don't know how to do that.
It'd be a no for me, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. Alright, right on.
Alright, that was my...
I would be unlikely to be able to kill Nappa again.
Fantastic. Guess who's leveling?
Guess who's here?
Ah, forgot.
Dude, that's why I said I was
Fine. I'll go the other way for Broly's legendary blast, and let's see if I can get it to hit, and I can get my anger off of it.
Seriously, what the fuck?
I don't remember if there was any energy blocks in Cruz's hand. I don't believe there is.
3 stages. Stop, banish top 2. 6 life cards.
I'm going to get my level whether you want to stop me or not.
But I can use endurance now.
Yes.
So he is going to go ahead and use the endurance in that one, take the hit, wick darn near all of it off in 3 cards, which is actually pretty impressive.
Oh. And I will level, and I'm going to go ahead and, when this leaves, it gets rejuved. And then I'm going to choose Red Speedy Drill to stay, and then where's my levels?
And I'm back up to level 3, or excuse me, am up to level 3. And I forget exactly how I activate the crit on this level. I don't know if it's when I rejuve something.
Alright, my turn.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you can't figure out. It's fine.
Not this turn. I'm barely level 3.
It's fine.
It would be nice, but no.
I think I'm holding on the move in my hand.
I still never played this game.
Can use power. Banish X cards from player 2.
Ooh, ate up my whole discard pile. So my hope would be able to pump out one last rejuve to kill Nappa again is going to go down the drain because I don't have any cards to rejuve, most likely with his level 3. Oh,
You just judge us personally?
Yep, personally.
I always judge you first.
Alright, just
Did you
making
finally
sure.
pop it off? No, you didn't.
It would be nice.
Got Nappa.
Use
No,
my
Nappa's got, so you fucking can't.
3 power stages.
I'm going to fire off my level 3 energy. I think it does something fancy. I don't recall it off the top.
6 life cards. I don't think I can kill you.
How much does that
or
cost?
crit you. It costs 2.
Yeah, you're the one
Cost
who
3.
built that
3,
thing and
sorry.
loaded it down with a gajillion endurance.
And then how much you said?
That's a good question. 4, 5, 6. That's all it would be.
I got a 6 life card energy attack out there going nuts.
Yeah, it's not high enough to.
It's not high enough, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
4, yeah.
I think, unfortunately, he's taken too much damage over too short a time, and he wasn't able to come back and kill me dead enough.
Cards left. Who drew who into combat?
He drew me into combat.
Because I had
4 cards.
If you can at least knock off one more card, then it's over.
I might be able to, but we shall see. Just depends what Cruz decides to do.
Oh, I got it. If Cruz throws one more attack at me, depending what it is, like, for instance, he could throw a Jace at me and blast me pretty good. I think he has enough stages because he should be at least at 3 stages on his Jace.
Oh, okay. Same thing with Raccoon. Get those guys straight up.
Yeah, you can use them.
How?
Oh, no, just like
No, you never use them this.
Oh my word. He's still got 3 actions, 3 attacks out there.
Oh, they untap after the combat?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I forgot that.
Yeah, remember?
For real?
Yeah.
This is a new combat.
This is a new combat. You can use them again.
Oh, well shit, okay.
So Cruz for a sec forgot he could just beat the ever-loving crud out of me. The only thing that can happen is if I were to throw...
How many attacks right there?
I was like, oh shit.
If he throws an attack and I get on the move and I draw a non as long as I draw an attack card, I might be able to kill him.
I was like, he only has a
Use
million
the cards in
plays.
hand and on the board.
That.
He's going to pay the stage to throw a...
Hilarious. I needed you to do this for some time. Stops physical energy attack. If the attack was a physical energy combat card, return to opponent's hands. It's not! Draw a card.
it's
Gain
cheating.
2 stages.
Mario's cheating.
I'm
He's cheating, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely is.
Fancy cards, yeah.
Yep.
And then advantage after use. So basically, it's a block that is like black delay, but
Okay.
actually stops it.
Okay, so
And-
what do I do?
It's part of
Nothing.
no down.
I just get stages, draw a card.
Did I draw an attack?
Stuff, it should never-
I'm trying to get a look at my own doggone hand.
Ah.
Okay, cool.
So I go, and this would be hilarious. So this cost me.
So I should also have a ability to... Something in the banish zone should have been fell out.
2 stages.
The whole deck. Oh, it's not non-stop.
Oh, you're right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not nonstop.
Oh, no, that won't do nothing because you eliminated my discard pile because you like that.
Actually, you did like it. It's your deck.
It's true.
Oh, wait a minute. This is me on me.
Good, I got the card out that makes him mill when he lowers my anger. So to hurt me would be to risk getting milled out and lose the game. So this is going to be an interesting little thing.
So there you go. That is not a lot. Yeah, no, we're going to do that. Yep. So it would be AT plus 2 stages.
Oh no, I think this is how poor Cruz ends up taking that smidge of damage to end up going over and taking just a little bit too much life card damage because of my level 3's boost to all attacks. And I think this is the only reason Cruz didn't get me here.
2 life.
I feel good. If you
This is me trying to hold out, but I realize you have enough to kill me anyway, so it might not matter a ton.
3 stages.
2 life.
1, 2.
Oh, and it shows up in that.
So he does not have any additional turns, but he does have 2 more actions.
You're down to, you have to get through this.
Damn.
Well, let's see. He's got Jace still out there. He's got Hatchiak still out there for damage.
Is out there?
Damn.
He's still got Jace too.
Cost 1 for him.
Jeez.
Okay, so it'd be 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my god.
6 life.
Woo! 2 stages, 6 life.
5 life, 1 stage.
Ooh, oh, 5
life, 1 stage?
3, 4, and
I take all the damage and wick it all off with 3 cards for the 5, and that my card I don't have in my hand.
I'm in the negative. I guess for fun, I'll mastery up. I'll gain 2 power stages.
So I do use the mastery. I gain 2 anger, or excuse me, 1 anger to 2, and then gain the small power stages.
I like it a lot, but only in this build. It's never worked for anything but this.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's real picky choosy to me. Energies.
So here's the thing: when you start killing me, I want you to crit me, and you might want to read why. I can only do it once,
Razor Lord.
but there's a reason I want you.
We're just reading off the analysis drill. I believe that one is. It's just that silly one that says every time your opponent would lower your anger, you mill him to. So if he were to hit me hard enough, he would inadvertently kill himself with the drill's effect. Even though it's a once per turn instant now, he would still be enough to take him out.
Oh, it would be whenever my anger is lowered.
Yeah.
So I think you'd kill me before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless the card has lowered anger.
The way that depending on how it would be.
So yeah, to my knowledge, I would actually die, come to think of it, before that, because we would calculate the
If you're
damage.
just doing it off the crit, you lose
Yeah,
before.
Yeah, because I have to take the damage before I'm crit. You get the idea. You don't know what the damage is if it does critical damage if you haven't calculated the damage. So yeah, I would actually die before that happened.
You're gonna get Jace.
I believe that would cost 3 stages.
Oh, you're
to
right,
shoot.
yeah.
So he's going to pay his Jace stages. Oh, he couldn't do it. Is that the only reason I didn't die here? Because that should have killed me. It's like 9 life cards.
Keep getting it mixed up with style.
So wait, he couldn't play Jace because
He's
It's
only
a
got 2.
non-styled move.
Ooh. Oh, that's okay. I knew I survived by some ridiculous technicality.
You got a move to kill me, brother?
I got 5 life cards left.
he has to go for it.
Is it
or else
something
he
big?
loses. He can't.
Woo!
Oh, shoot. And
Just 1.
you got to remember, I'm going to do an instant to make you destroy
Hey, man, you're
the
crazy.
top
dude.
card of your life deck.
Do it. Cool.
And if you crit me,
Let's see. Discard card. Discard card from hand to draw a card. Ooh, I can kill myself.
No, Cruz, no. You could have been.
I'll die on my own terms.
4, 5, 6, 7 life. 2 stages.
2 stages. 1 stage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh, some of those early game rejuves saved my stinking life.
The shred of
Do
endurance.
you have one more?
Oh, you have one.
If you have one more in you.
As soon as I draw, I'm dead, right?
Yes.
Yeah. As
sucks.
soon as combat ends, it's your turn. You're forced to draw.
So it came down to 1 and 2, so it was the closest game of our careers. Fantastic. Oh, man. Cruz didn't really lose this one. Just lack of familiarity is all.
Oh, that's it.
I paid the extra stages to use Jace. What the hell?
I don't have any extra stages to pay.
If he had them, it would have been great.
Wait.
Jace has to have 3 right now.
Oh, damn.
It's
okay.
Cell, like we said. In most scenarios, it isn't an issue with the allies and
He
everything.
can't even pitch for the mastery because that was what I was thinking. I keep thinking, pitch for the mastery.
Yep, nope.
Why didn't you use the block?
Because he has to be at 1 or lower.
Yeah, lousy.
Since this was
Lousy Goldo's effect doesn't go off anytime except he's at 1 or 0.
stupid.
Well, they released that in the CRD, but what?
Yeah, it was still stupid.
It was just a clarification that Goldo's powers don't go off like your Ginyu allies can make actions. Yeah, active actions. It's not the same thing at all.
Yeah, we do whatevs, bro.
Nope, that's it.
And the game ends. Poor Cruz draws out. In my opinion, he didn't really lose that match. It was just lack of familiarity is all. I won, but what a weasel move.